Hey everybody, this is Bro Code Gaming, and we have here our three-man group going on with the party starter, Random Black Guy, going down to Wellness Gun. Where have you been?
Nice.
Hey there.
And I hear Thumper here to come up from the rear.
Don't get us confused with the Blue Man Group.
Don't do that. I'm too bad for that. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about some Pokemon news like we did yesterday, but because a lot of stuff came out today, and today's topic is a little bit interesting. It's not necessarily about the official information that went out about the game. It's going to be about the leaked information that kind of have a little bit more legitimacy than it did before. And today we're going to be talking about the 3 evolutions.
Possible
Evolutions. Possible. I love it, and I'm going to be straight up disappointed. Evolutions. it's the middle between both. So we're going to be talking about first the one that's probably going to be the most controversial is the fire one.
Don't like it at all. Like 0% of me likes it. It feels too generic. Doesn't feel like a Pokemon.
Well, to your feeling of genericness, the way it looks, it also goes along because it looks like it's going to be another firefighting, which would be number 4. Number 4 in the books of a firefighting, and that's just too much.
Yeah, it seems like Nintendo said like, well, y'all got to break with the fire psychic, so let's go back to firefighting.
Everybody likes firefighting. Nobody likes it. Stop doing it.
Like, I mean, to me, I kind of like the overall design. I just don't want another firefighting. When I look at it, I'm looking at like a big old beef cat or whatever with like a fire belt, shooting flamethrower. That idea kind of intrigues me a little bit. But what doesn't is the fact that, if it's not a fire dark, which I thought it was going to be just because of the color scheme, then I'm going to be even more sad because I do want it to be a fire dark or just something different. Fire water, I don't care. It's like, I just want it to be something different than the firefighting formula and have them quit being so lazy about it. And that's kind of how I feel about the fire type. It's like, it's such a safe bet since the firefighting seems to be the more dominant Pokemon to get as a starter since Blaziken.
And it's just almost carbon copy, except since it's a cat, it has to be more fit. Instead of when it was a pig, it had to be a little bit bigger. The only thing they're doing different if that's what it actually comes down to, and that's just no.
And it's funny because it's like I got this scrawny little cat next to
Which makes you wonder how would the little one really look. As you go tiny little cat to possible fit cat to I've been taking roids. I'm part of the WWE.
I think it's going to be top heavy. It's going to be like really buff with tiny little legs.
Or be more like Meowth. Like I wish I was better. Okay, that one. And we don't really know the name for it. I didn't really see like any names scribbled in.
No scribble names.
Even if it was in Japanese, I couldn't read it anyway, so it's not like it matters. But I want to go on to the semi-best one, which is the water type. I want to be a Diva Pokemon. This one I can't really guess if it's going to have a second type. It looks like they'll probably do the same thing like they've done for most of the water. Just, water. That's all we need.
Yeah.
We just need to have water.
Maybe
Water
sometimes ice.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
let's change it up a little.
Yeah. I'm thinking like it could be water fairy. How the way this is going, that would actually look pretty cool.
That would actually be good with the actual design of the Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. That actually looks cool to me to have a more like a water. But besides that, though, like the actual design looks kind of basic.
Yeah, I feel like this could be just like another Pokemon that you could get in the wild. It doesn't really feel like a starter to me. Like I feel like starters always have like a special
touch to them,
and I feel like this feels like this is something that you could get just by like one
surfing around using those good HMs.
I guess to me, like also like the contrast between the first or like the basic Pokemon, the Pump or whatever it's called, going to this seems like such a complete change.
It's very drastic.
It is. I think like it was gonna be like a clown type of water type, and now it's like I'm a goddamn diva.
I just stop.
It's like hear me sing. That's why I'm like, oh god, like that's different. At least that's different. See, why they can't do that? The fire type. It's like, hey, not just like I have 4 legs, now I have 2.
Surprise.
with guns.
And lifting weights.
And my championship belt.
I don't want to get to the Pokemon League like that. Oh, I here to break the league. But so that's what me. Now, the last one is probably my best favorite one. Is the grass flying.
It's just like, for me, it's the first time. Like, I've never really liked grass. And this is by design type alone.
Yeah, by design type. Because at first, like, I didn't really like step tile, like how it looked, because it's all like, okay, Grover looked kind of cool, then, well, how do I have this fat grass type now? Like, he just really thin neck and looked like he kind of ate a few pizzas and, like, kind of like me. And it's all like, I'm supposed to do everything better, and then it's like, well, no, you're not. Like, this is so disappointing. And then a lot of the other ones, too, are like, maybe they had good moves and everything, but the design was kind of lackluster.
I was a fan of Steptile. I wasn't a fan of, oh god, the one from Black and White, the snake one.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that one just because it looked really cute and it got better and it was almost exactly the same as the mid evolution, which is quoting from this guy, the fugly evolutions of the three.
The fugly.
And it's like, well, yeah, you just went from fugly to still kind of fugly. You're a little cleaned up, but you're still ugly at the end.
I was kind of sad. I was like, why did they take his legs away? How do you de-evolve? You already can walk all over the place. Now you don't have no legs. You're just like, I don't need that shit. I'm a fucking snake. That's kind of, I mean, it was kind of weird, but I mean, at least that one still had, I kind of like that one better than Sentai a little bit, to be honest.
I'm switch around on that one.
Yeah.
Sentai look like cool lizard. Yeah, he look a little chunky,
but this guy straight up looks like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
It's to me, out of all three, this is Ash's Pokemon. This is when he's gonna like have like the just like how Greninja is right now. This is going to be the awesome battle in the Pokemon League when this guy finally evolves.
Yeah, straight up Robin Hood, or either Pokemon watch a lot of Archer as well. Arrow, I mean. Watch a lot of Arrow.
But I mean, the design of it just looks like it was a little bit more well thought out. Like, he has a hood. You know, his wings are kind of also like his bow. They kind of just whatever. Probably gonna have some cool particle effects, and especially when they saw like those like Ultra Z move things, I can see what that one's gonna be like. Oh god, calm down.
Have you rated arrows on you?
Yeah,
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Small like Chinese war shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, that one is my favorite. Like, if that one is true, I'm okay with that one. Like,
that is the big issue, though, is if they're true.
Yeah.
It would be so disappointing to get something that's not as cool as that one. Like, if they're looking at this, they're like, we gotta scrap the whole design.
You know, and to think about that, would the three designs be okay now, or are you willing to scrap all three for difference? Like, if you had a choice, you didn't know what the second one was going to be.
I'm a huge fire type, so I would scrap all three to get me a nice fire type.
I like the blue enough, and I really like the green. The grass type, that I would stick with this one. That even if it would mean to have a cooler water, which typically is the way I go, right? 100% of the time actually, I would still go with this one, just because I really like the grass type design on this one.
I would kind of be like that too, because I think out of all three of us, I'm the only one who doesn't give too much shit on the fire one. The water one's decent if they get the type right. I think that's the only thing that worries me. I just don't want a pure water type. I wanted to have that, either fairy, either ice. I don't care if it's ice. For once of them to learn Ice Beam, which is probably like the best move to have in the Pokemon, is okay with me. But if it's just water and it's all like the best move you're gonna get is Hydro Pump, and then everything else just doesn't really work out. Like, it's not like Greninja where he has Water Shuriken, he has all the other kind of moves that gotta fit his type and everything. It actually looks like a boss, and with good IVs and everything. This one just kind of like, I have a unique singing move. I put you to sleep while you drown in the water.
It's the next thing.
But to me, that's just kind of like, I don't know enough yet to say. So to me, I would probably keep all three designs.
Do you think the design of the water one, now that you said that, would heavily lean towards like buff type moves? because every single one seems like a performer.
That's true.
Probably.
That is true. They all are perform. God damn it, this is
Yeah.
true.
So it's a
This is
clown,
true.
and then it looks kind of like divish, like kind of singing type.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that being like the bottom type.
That means the cat is just a damn buff. Strong man act.
Well,
We got ladies and gentlemen, we just debunked it. We have another firefighting. It's been proven. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or anything else.
this guy is so generic he can have his own anime. He was like fire attack. Hooah!
He is the next villain in One Punch Man.
And that guy who does this gets like, I am gonna take you.
Yeah, pretty much.
You made me sad now.
What? He's never mind.
Like I said, so I mean, and then we're kind of like this for like the third evolution, which hopefully this is the third evolution. Like, I actually be pretty crazy if these were all the second evolutions, kind of like how like Machop goes to Machoke and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, like, whatever. That'd actually be pretty fun. These were all the second evolutions, and like the
The
third,
challenge
we
to
still
get
don't know the
extra
third.
arms and-
Yeah, that's what I was like, but. It looks too much detail for me to kind of believe that.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
the last ones. So I'm interested in seeing like how fugly the second or stage 1 Pokemon are gonna be. That it's all like, you know, oh, I can stand. That's the fire type. Oh,
See,
I got rid of the clown.
Going to the
That's
performer thing,
water.
that's why I think it will be weird. Because I can see it just being a little cat going to like a freaking tightrope type, looking all skinny and thin, and then the last one being that giant buff one. It's like, what the?
Mhm.
Stop giving your Pokemon steroids.
Be slick like the grass type. That guy knows what's up. That guy gets bitches from the trees. Alright, so we're going to finish today's video by talking about the second rule of being a bro in the gaming community. Now, this rule, I kind of like it the most because it doesn't need to be said, but sometimes we do need to say it to people because sometimes it just needs to be a little bit more reassuring. So here's the second rule: is all girls can be a bro of the gaming community. Besides, nothing's more harder than a girl beating you at your own game. Competition for everyone. We word it like this because even though we say the bro code of gaming, everybody assumes, oh, we're just talking about guys. Just like how people assume when we say gamers, we're going to talk about guys, and people have the need or feel the need to say girl gamer. And as bros or as people who like playing video games, we don't want to see people as gamer or girl. We just want to see people as gamer, as in everybody. So we use this rule, or the second rule, to kind of tell everybody, look, we don't really care about the gender. We don't mind the gender. Like I say, I just don't feel like I need to explain it, but I feel like we have to say it.
Yeah.
Just to say, like, don't worry, you know, this is how we feel.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, I feel like I want to get to the day where I don't have to say this. But for a rule, you got to understand, like, you can't be saying bad things about people who play games just because they're girls. You can't be getting that kind of sexual harassment shit. That kind of pisses me off. It's like, how do you
That
find
AW play like a girl is dead and gone now.
like, you got to be tired when, like, maybe back in the day where we were like, we wish girls would play games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now we got those guys that, for somehow, this entitlement came out of nowhere, where it's all like girls are not allowed to play our games. Like, if they're gonna do something, they do.
Yeah.
You know what they're gonna do? Play the game.
Yeah.
That's all they're gonna do.
And they'll beat your ass at the game.
Yeah, and there shouldn't be nothing wrong with that. There
Yeah.
should be nothing wrong with anybody beating you at a game. Which
So that's what
another,
you're not allowed to be a man at a game.
yeah. But and one of our other rules that's kind of like that too is that people who are better at you at a game will help you become better at that game, and that's part of that's part of one of the other rules. So it shouldn't matter if that person is a girl or a guy. Again, I don't like the fact that I have to say this, but to some people you have to literally slap them upside the head. Be all like,
It is a problem
"Stop
that
running."
is in the gaming community in general.
Yeah,
You know,
and it's a
you see
big
it
problem.
everywhere, yeah.
It's a stupid big problem that could be solved by everybody doing how everybody looks at politics now, not give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like, so I don't know. That's because it's kind of like my why I kind of wrote it like that. What did y'all think about that?
I mean, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need. I feel like gaming community is always split between groups, and some of them are fine. You know what I mean? Like Xbox versus PS4. But when people start doing it between genders, it's just there's no need for that. I mean, my feeling is the more people playing video games, the better. Especially because more video games are going online, so we need as many people as we want. So the fact that we discriminate, especially with online game, I don't like it. You know what I mean? So I love this rule because we gotta be inclusive, just for the sheer fact that to get as many people playing.
You don't want to throw anyone off because they see that one person who's talking shit. In that sense, it's like, no, we're not all like that. Most of us aren't, but there's the ones that stand out that are the bad ones.
Yeah.
And the things like that get your kind of clickbaits on little ads and things that are popping up on your Facebook account and stuff like that. It's like, oh, this happened. And you read it like, this is a stupid article that shouldn't even be posted. It doesn't need to be done. It shouldn't need to be said. But at the same time, it's still happening and it's still a big problem.
And that is one of the reasons why this rule exists for us, because people who don't care don't say anything.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a guy or a girl, but and I don't say anything because of that. I don't like go to Kotaku and bitch on Kotaku. I don't bitch on whatever stuff and stuff like this because I feel like, well, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But people who do have a problem with it are so loud that it almost sounds like they're speaking for me. And fuck no, they're not speaking for me. It's like I have nothing to say because normally how I was raised, don't get into a dumb battle if there's no point of getting anything out of it.
Definitely.
So that's just kind of how I feel. So this is why this is number 2. I would put it as number 1, but you really need to know those 6 characters before we can even have a conversation.
Yeah.
It's like that's how I feel. Like this is important, but I mean, you can't be a girl who just plays games like because of an attachment.
Yeah.
If you play games for yourself, that's what we like. But if you're playing, like I'm playing games just for this, or like I don't even know these 6 characters, that's a different deal altogether. You got to know who these are.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of parents know who these characters are, and they won't touch a game ever. So if you don't know that, that's it's like that's important. Priorities.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be talking about the 3rd rule tomorrow after tomorrow's video, the same way. But for now, everybody, we thank you for watching our videos. Please comment on the opinions of both the rule and both the leak that we have. I hope you do enjoy our conversation, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Everybody, bros out, game over.